Yeah, this is Invincible. I was going to say check it, check it, check it. I'm going to say check it. It is Invincible. And you are tuned into another episode of the Gentleman Club Diary. And as always, we always come with some dope guests. Today, I don't even know if she drinks Dos Equis. You know what? She doesn't drink nothing. As far as I'm concerned, she doesn't drink anything. But she is the most interesting dancer that I've came across. And she goes by the name of Zelda.
Oh, thanks, Vince.
I had to give you props.
Oh, thank you.
No. You are by far one of the most interesting door girls. Because I didn't ever see you.
That's true.
Door girls. So I'm going to kind of give the audience a little bit of a brief description of your background. So she has danced, but when she was working at the club I was managing, she was a door girl.
Yes.
And you as a door girl, you know what, let's get into your dancing career first, and then we'll get into the door girl.
That's right.
Career, right? Okay. First, how did you get that name Zelda? Because I love it. So how did Zelda come about?
So first, it was a different name before Zelda.
What was it?
I never told you?
Never.
No? Harley.
Harley.
It was Harley.
Why Harley?
I couldn't think of nothing else.
Okay.
That's why.
And then,
So I worked at a bikini bar in Ontario. And I was a waitress slash dancer. And so that's where I learned. That was like new. It was in a strip club, but it was kind of a strip club, not really. Because you weren't able to take off your clothes. So they had us wear a maid sexy outfit.
Sexy maid outfit. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And so we were able to dance on stage. There's like a little stage, but there was no pole. There was like a bar. There was like a bar.
So I'm wondering, does this bar still exist?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they have a hoop now.
Okay.
Yeah, an aerial hoop.
An arrow hoop.
I think no, they shut down.
Oh, they shut down. Okay, they shut
They
down.
shut down.
Now, that led you into
A strip club. And sat in what is it called? Not the one in Anaheim. There's another one.
There is. Well, I think
City of Industry.
City of Industry,
City
right?
of Industry.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
There. I went there, and that's where I got Zelda. No. Yeah, that's where I got Zelda.
No, speaking of names, girls would come in, like say two girls would have the same name, and then I would say, well, you got the option of changing it, or what do you guys want to do? And they'll say, well, help me out, get a name. And then I say, well, what do you like? What do you do? And we'll come up with something that they like.
That's how I came. So I really thought of mine.
Uh-huh.
So I thought of it. So I went there. I'm like, oh, I'm Harley. And they're like, no, we already have a girl named Harley.
So they made you
I
change
had to
it.
change it. I'm like, okay.
So customers may not
That
know.
saved me.
Yeah, right?
That saved
Zelda
me. I was
Zelda.
so happy.
Did you like the game Zelda, or what was it?
No, I never played it.
No?
No, the idea was given to me by someone close to me. I'm like, okay, I wanted to either start with an R or a Z.
Yeah.
Those were like my two main ones. I'm like, I want my name to start with an R with a Z, right? I'm like, Zion? Nah, not Zion. Not Zion. Not Zen. I mean, I'm pretty Zen. But I'm like, nah, not Zen. I'm like, who can help me? And so I called up this person, and they're like, oh, Zelda.
Damn.
I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah. You stuck with it.
I stuck with it. I loved it.
Okay.
I'm like, I want it to mean something.
Yeah.
I want it to mean something. And then they told me what it is. I'm like, I love it.
And I loved it too. And many other customers that walked in the door at the club, they loved it too.
They liked it
Because I remember you used to have stacks of tips, right? Did you? I remember that shit was overflowing. You had a volcano of money just coming through.
I mean, even when the days it wasn't overflowing, I always felt like it was.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
so it's always putting that energy out there. Really, honestly, Vince, I would always prepare myself for that energy.
For good energy?
Yes. Even those days that it wasn't
popping.
because you have to hold on to that energy.
Yeah, this is something too, is that you were super dedicated and loyal when I was like during the time I was working and you're working with me, you're there all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but you were there all the time. All the time. And you were always working. So I don't know if you were just like a working fanatic, but you were there, you're like paying your dues. Now, working the door,
I had my reasons.
You had your reasons?
Oh, yeah.
Was it just you're burnt out with the dancing?
No, there was way more. I had a daughter who was turning 4, and she needed a birthday party.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And so someone has to pay for it. And then I was also saving up money to move.
To move out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A girl, I read a post. This girl, she said, you know what? Because she used to be an ex dancer. Now she moved into a different profession. But they were telling her, hey, how come you're not dancing no more? She says, well, who likes to be choked, spanked, and some other thing?
When it ain't from the guy you want.
Right? Right? Is that really what it's like for dancers?
Everyone's different, so I can't speak for them. But it gets to the point where it's like you don't want to use your your body for money no more. I mean, it's really nice to be able to use the body to do stuff, to do those sensual and sexual movements. Like it really is, because not a lot of women are comfortable doing it. So when you're in an environment that you can do, like be sexy, like stick your ass up, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and let it jiggle and like do all these type of things.
You used to let your booty jiggle at the door. Hey, I would go and check you out, like just to make sure you were cool, no one was bugging you, and you'd be jiggling. I'm like,
I do something, yeah, because it gets boring just sitting.
Yeah, and then she'll be stretching. You'll be doing these.
Oh yeah, I still do.
You still do those crazy stretch? Hey, she is very flexible. You got any videos of those flexibilities on your IG?
No, on my IG, yeah.
Okay.
No, do I?
Well, she's gonna have to post.
I am.
More.
Honestly, I told myself that I need to do that. Yeah, even I gotta get myself stretching at the gym or something. Just
gym?
like put my phone out and just let myself just.
Yeah. And you actually teach pole classes, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you were also saying that the pole classes, a pole dancer like at a school is much different than stripping.
Yeah. So yeah, it is, because when you go to the strip club, I mean, so it's nice to have a pole studio to go to, right? But not a lot of girls have the advantage to do that. So a lot of these strippers had to learn at the strip club. They had to. And so if you don't prepare yourself at home, you're going to mess up a lot at the club. But a lot of girls just go to the club and they just allow themselves to mess up and they get better. And so, but there, you're now also learning to dance while others are looking. Like men. Because at the pole studio, there's not a crowd of men.
It's all girls, huh?
It's just girls trying to get better at being sexy, you know? And so at the club, you're doing it for men. And so that's where my disconnect was, like, it played a huge role on me on not wanting to keep going.
Not wanting to keep going.
Because I'm like, I love to dance.
You do.
But I'm so tired of having this crowd that I'm dancing for.
Yeah, you love to dance. You be trying to challenge me. I thought we were in a battle every time. I'm not lying. I thought I was battling. Like, I would walk in there, and there was a couple times I was buzzed. I was like, I'll battle you. I might lose, but I'll battle you.
Let me see it.
Nice. And so, me auditioning girls, I go through the audition process. So for the girls that audition, make sure you actually go and learn some pole tricks.
Yeah, make sure you practice at home.
Because there's a lot of girls that come in for an audition.
Yeah, like don't be afraid of use the internet. Like YouTube something, Pinterest, Instagram. You got so many ways to really learn something at home. And I mean, some girls, if they really don't have a phone, I guess, you know.
Dang, but they got Obama phone.
But then a lot of girls hype themselves up, and then they go to the strip club and they realize, damn, I don't know how to move like this. This is not, I wasn't taught how to do this in high school.
So who taught you how to do it?
Me at home. That's what I'm saying. You got to practice somewhere. Yeah. You have to.
So yeah, you got.
I can't do this at the gym, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how. Right, you can't.
You really can't.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying a pole studio is really nice. Like, I don't teach it as often, but I like to go to the studio and have my alone time. Mm-hmm. I love it. But then I only get better when I do take a class.
Do you think like maybe all girls should actually invest in
100%?
Yeah, because when girls suck on the pole,
invest their time, especially because if you don't have the finance for it, I completely understand, but you have the time
to do it.
It's a time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a time.
See, I would have hired probably 90% of the dancers if they knew how to dance.
Yeah, Yep.
Right? Because if
Yeah.
you really know how to give a
Yeah.
show, you don't even got to
Yeah.
be like the most
No, beauty
beautiful.
comes in different shapes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just all about how you present yourself and the confidence.
The confidence.
It's really, I mean, but you know what? That's why I really love the auditions. Because even though they don't know how to move, I love their confidence for even just showing up.
Hey, so on your first audition, how did you get the confidence to do it?
Well, okay, so my thing is I was a dancer in high school. Okay, so I had classes in high school too. So I was kind of comfortable moving my body around in high school. Now, out of high school, I went to college and I did a little bit of dancing, but then I left because the teachers were just, they weren't nice to me.
They're jerks to you.
Kind of mean.
They're
Kinda
like
mean.
they're the kind of guys that are at the strip
But
club.
that's not the main thing. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it made me not want to keep going. When I'm like, dang, like I don't want to learn from someone like that. But they were good at with teaching. They just weren't good at the way they treated me, right? Whatever. Long story short, I didn't dance anymore. Got pregnant. I had my daughter, and then now I had to really change things up for myself because I lost who I was for a while, and dancing is in me, and so I'm like, how can I dance? I'm like, I want dancing in my life, but how? I'm a mom and I wasn't dancing during the time. And I'm like, and I need money.
Your money.
And I need money. That part, that was huge. And then that's when I was looking at waitressing at clubs, strip clubs. That's how I wanted to get in first.
Who hired you?
And then I went to Ontario
Oh,
at Deja Vu.
Yeah. Okay.
It was called Deja Vu in Ontario.
Okay.
And that's where it was the bikini bar, like waitressing slash
remember.
dancer.
I remember,
That's how I started.
Okay.
Harley.
Harley.
Yeah, and then I went to Satin. And then that's where the real strip club was for me.
Real Zelda
And that's
came
where
out.
I learned.
Learn how to get down.
Yeah, that's where I learned. Yeah, I didn't get on a pole before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first time getting on a pole. I just went for it, dude.
Yeah, you
But I practiced at home on the floor.
just practicing.
Yeah.
So you dancing, how many years did you actually dance for?
Like strip club?
Yeah, strip club.
I'm going to count Ontario because, no, it wasn't really a strip club. But I'm going to count it because I was still using that place to practice.
To practice.
Yeah, hell yeah. If it wasn't for that place, I wouldn't have gone to a strip club.
So
So
there
that place
you kind of learned.
prepped me. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's really important to have a club like that. Because you can't learn this anywhere. Like at home, yeah, you can practice, but then when you're in the environment, it's different. And then in the environment, you're learning so much from others.
Yeah, I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I do remember. I remember me wanting to get you on out there and dancing at the club, but you're like, well, I like to dance on the stage. And that was kind of you. You like to give a show on the stage, right? Show your skills. What do you think about like some of the girls that feel they don't need to do the stage performance? They're just like booty ass shakers on the floor.
That's fine too.
That's fine.
That's fine too.
So you don't be like, wow, they.
You need a balance of everything.
Uh-huh.
But some people are just so afraid of that spotlight.
So does it to do that? I
It
mean,
takes
are you?
it takes courage
Yeah,
to
'cause
get on
that's-
stage and just have these eyes on you. And if, sorry to say it like this, but weak-minded, when you let people's thoughts really get in your head, it messes with you, and then you never want to come back.
Never want to go
You
back.
never want to go back.
Man,
But
that's
if you
a-
just let the music take over, it's such a beautiful feeling.
You gotta let the music take
You got-
control.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
speaking of that, what about when you go up to a man
Uh-huh.
and they are like, "No, I don't want to dance," or
Ooh.
like, how do you deal with rejection? Is that something you get kind of normalized?
In the beginning, it was tricky because you don't get that type of experience outside of the strip club. Girls don't approach guys outside of the strip club.
That's what I'm saying, and I try to tell the girls out.
And so in the beginning, in the very beginning, it's a shock
Mm-hmm.
because in high school, for me, speaking for myself, I didn't talk to guys. I didn't really approach to people often. I was still to myself.
Mm.
And so usually when I'm outside, guys are approaching me. But now when you're in the strip club to make money, it's different.
It's your karma. It's your
I'm
karma.
like, oh God, like I really got to
Yeah.
step out and really talk to this freaking guy. It's like, all right. And so for me to do it, I had to feel like, well, it's acting.
It's acting.
It's acting.
So you're a good
For
actor.
me.
Why don't you be a movie?
For me.
Why don't you be an actress?
I've considered it. It's a lot, but you can't let it affect you. It will, but you have to have those self talks. I am like, screw you, nobody.
Dang.
No.
But like this, Now I've seen the girls throw like a drink on a customer. I've seen that happen.
No, don't let it get you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you. No, you just got to remember that you're valuable and you're not for everybody.
You are not for everybody.
You're not for everybody, and it's okay if a guy says no.
Yeah. See, so customers, it's okay to say no to the dancer because there's a whole variety to choose from. You know what? I have been to a club where a girl maybe I was interested in wanted, she was like trying to, do I want to dance? But I'm like, not right now. But maybe down.
She's trying to hustle. That's it.
Yeah, but
She's trying to work you, man.
trying to
It's
work.
all good.
Okay, well it didn't work.
Do your
It
thing,
didn't work.
baby.
So do you feel like the hustle of trying to get dances, do you really have to put in a lot of work to get a dance, or does it vary?
It varies. It varies. There'd be days where like you get guys just wanting to get a dance from you, and there'd be days where it's like, dang, nobody really wants to dance.
What do you think it is? Do you think they don't got money?
That's a tricky one, Vince, because I'm a big believer. You attract what you believe in, and so sometimes our energy is not on.
Yeah,
Even with money flow.
you are right. Sometimes mentally we can get
And so sometimes our energy just rejects it, and it sucks. So if you don't have that under control wherever you go, money's not gonna flow.
yeah,
And so I would feel that in me. I'm like, my mind isn't connecting with money. And so when I then reconnect, I get a customer. And then I get a tip out of nowhere. And it's like, it's all about that connection with myself. It's never the outside world. The outside world only responds to my inner world.
your inner
And
world.
so being in the strip club, really being there, and because I'm not paid hourly, it tests you, because you're like, okay, if you're not making money in that hour, what do I do? I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, there's some girls that just get stuck with sitting there, where they're just on their phone.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you got to go out there. They're like, well, can I get a drink? And see, there were some girls that I might give them a drink because I'm trying to push them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to push them out there. I get them
Like, hey, get out of that stuckness.
get out of that state
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Like, get out of there. Go talk to him. And
But that's why the strip club isn't for everyone. And when that happens too much, it's better to move on. Go somewhere else. Don't just sit there and get comfortable and be like, oh man, it's okay, it's whatever. I'm just gonna go home and I'm just gonna go home leaving with $20 or something like that.
that's pretty bad.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. And sometimes you kind of have to just go home with $20.
So have you went home with just $20?
Sometimes I've even gone home with no money.
Wow.
And sometimes there's things that you can't control. When there's no people coming in the club, sometimes it's not my energy. Sometimes it's just the club,
Just not
you know?
happening.
And so you still can't let that affect your energy.
Yeah, we never talked about the club kind of being dead. I remember the club. Okay, when I first started, the club
Just
was super
dancer
dead.
experience. Just speaking like just for dancers. It's not even just angels, right? It's just overall anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go.
Yeah, because if you go to somewhere dead, there's really no. I mean, I've thrown events where the club is dead, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? You know, I got to make something back.
And then a lot of girls wait for that one good customer. That one good one. He's coming. It's 1:30. He's coming.
It's almost time to
He's
go home.
coming.
It's almost time to go home, buddy.
And who's gonna get him out of
Yeah.
all these 20 girls?
So, do you guys ever fight over who's gonna get that one customer?
No, I never did.
No,
No,
never got none.
maybe some girls do, but I never did.
That's good. You stayed out of the drama.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, now let's get back into your door girl,
No,
cause she became a door girl.
Oh yeah,
a
with
booty
Angel,
shaking
that's
door girl.
right. COVID hit.
COVID hit.
When COVID hit, that was during March in 2020.
Was it 2020?
Was it 2020?
I don't know. I just remember that time was
Something like that.
It was
in
wild.
March, and I remember I think in Palms. And I remember they're like, yeah, there's going to be closed. Even Saturn was going to be closed. So all the clubs that I was kind of aware of were closing.
All the LA clubs, LA County clubs are closed.
They were closing.
Yeah.
And so, you got to do unemployment and all that, right? And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm like, I need to work. I'm like, I need that tip flowing because that's what I'm there for. I'm there for the tips. I'm definitely there. That's the only reason why I became a stripper. It's for the money, really.
Yeah,
and I doing what I enjoy, which is dancing. But then there's a limit to it too. Then I was calling some friends to see somebody needs to know of something. I called a friend of mine, and she was working at Angels.
Oh, she was.
She's like, "Oh, I just came in at Angels this week. You should really come. Call them." I'm like, "Angels? Let me look it up." I looked it up. I called. That's when I spoke with you. You're like, "Yeah, come in. Come in at 7." So I went in at 7. But I remember like thinking to myself. So when COVID hit, I was a dancer already for like almost 3 years. 2 years.
So you kinda...
And I'm like, I don't really want to keep doing this. I'm like, this was really going to just temporary. But I'm like, but what do I fall back into? And warehouse ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not going to do it.
You ain't going to do no warehouse. Sorry.
But no, I mean, some people just have to,
No, I get it. You have to do what you got to do.
But there's other ways too, And so waitressing seemed fun. But then when I went to you, you're like, oh, I was there for the waitressing at first.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did I have you as a waitress?
We were going to start as a waitress first, and then you told me to come in the next day. I went in the next day, and I met, what's his name, Juan?
Well, yeah.
He was not happy with seeing me. He's all like, oh, I already have a waitress. What we need is a door girl. I'm like, well, I'm here as a waitress position. And you're like, and he called you. He said something about how you guys need a door girl. And you're like, oh, well, ask her if she's okay with it. And I was totally okay with it.
Yeah.
That's how you became the door girl. I'm like, oh, even better.
She ain't got to dance on no men no more.
That's even better.
All right. So you became the door girl. And this is what I remember. I remember that damn door during the time you were working was always crowded with a gang of people. Now, I don't know if it was crowded because they're trying to hit on you or they're trying to... What was going on during that time?
You guys were the only club open.
Oh. Is that what everybody's trying to rush into?
Everybody was going there. Heck yeah. It was crazy.
We had everyone from everywhere, trying to go to party because we were like the... what do you call those clubs that are like underground clubs that people go to?
I don't know.
I forgot what they're called. The speakeasies. They're like... It was like a speakeasy. That's like an old school word. Everybody's like, I never heard of that.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it was like a speakeasy where everybody knew our club was still open.
During COVID time.
So everybody was there. Everybody was trying to get there.
Everybody was there trying to get COVID, No.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this. Ain't this crazy? Hold up. Isn't this crazy that I think you got sick, right?
I did.
I got sick.
I got super sick. It was scary.
I got super sick, too. I got super sick, and I was still working, trying to just...
Oh, my God.
Just trying to hold on.
Yeah.
I would take...
It took me like a month and a half for my body to recover.
Yeah.
So I got sick, and I had like 2 days off. But then I went to work even not feeling my best.
Not feeling the best. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I know we wore masks and stuff, but... Yeah, and then I remember they were trying to shut us down, and we would do some crazy stuff. We would start selling food, and then we'd give everybody free chips
funny.
Because we weren't trying to get shut down.
That's true.
We're giving free chips.
The only reason why you guys were able to stay open is because you guys had food.
We had food. Yeah.
That was the reason.
But everybody got sick. The DJs,
the
dancers, everybody was sick.
Customers
were sick. I think the customers were calling in and saying, "Hey, you got an owner from a company called me up, construction. She says your club got my whole staff. They went there on their lunch. Now they're all sick."
Oh, I got those calls too.
You did?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. They must have got it
the phone.
I said they got COVID somewhere else. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, that did happen.
And people were overpaying just to get in.
Oh yeah, what were they paying to get in during?
Like you guys' normal charge was what, $10 a night?
It was 10, and then we went to 20. We went to 50. Yeah.
You guys went up higher.
We went to 100.
You guys went up to 100.
We went up to $500 to $700 on a bottle service.
On bottles.
Yeah, cheap bottles too, just to get in and have some fun. So you were dealing with this stuff. Did you ever deal with customers like this is ludicrous?
No, everybody was there for a reason. They wanted to party.
They're excited, huh?
Yeah, nobody came in trying to say what's going on in here. They're like, let me in. But some people were not.
Yeah, we
like you guys would pass your limit, and that's when they would have to pay up a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had to pay at least $150. Yeah. Oh no, the bottle. You had to buy a $500 bottle.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You weren't buying a $500 bottle, and that covered 2 to 3 people. And if you weren't buying a $500,
yeah, you guys had to come up with these ideas. You're like, yo, we are attracting people. People are coming in, and it's overcrowded. We have to be smart about who we're letting in. They have to have money. Because I remember it got to a point where, like, if they weren't spending money or throwing money, they need to be out because it was packed in there.
You know what we did? So the people that bought like beers, like beer buckets, sorry, beer bucket guys, but you had to go. If you didn't have a bottle, if you didn't have bottle service, you had to go. Now I wasn't rude about it. I would tell them, hey, listen, we got like an overflow. Like I would try to get the people that been there all day just milking it, and I would try to kind of get them out. But I was never rude to the I don't think. You ever see me rude?
No.
And I never seen you rude.
No.
You're always cool. I just seen you with a bunch of tips all the time. So did you make better money as a door girl during that time or a dancer?
I feel like it was kind of equally the same. No. Oh, that's kind of tricky, Vince. Because you guys were paying me hourly too.
Yeah, it wasn't that much though. I remember
it wasn't that much, but that still helped. And so what I'm saying is, it kind of balances out because at the strip club, I gotta do all the hustle.
Yeah,
you got the as a dancer, I gotta do all the hustle.
And there, you're there.
There, I'm literally sitting there.
Yeah, you're getting.
So that's I'm like, well, we're talking money and quality. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the work effort that I put in, door girl was so much easier.
So much easier.
So I was highly blessed being there during COVID.
During COVID, she was blessed. See?
Very blessed.
Okay, for those that don't know, she was in my music video, Rain Dance. So you guys could check her out. And she looks very nice in it too. She was twirling around. But do you remember what it was like even shooting that video? Because it was a cold day too. And it was like water.
Oh, there was water.
There was water and it was freezing. And I remember you guys going by the heater. So how was that day?
It was fine. I mean, comparing to like being a stripper. I mean, come on. As a stripper, even cold days, you gotta work.
You gotta work.
Yeah. But it's different because doing that, it almost feels not limiting, but I feel like I gotta prepare myself more, especially for shooting music video because that's different. That's now being recorded. That's now like for a purpose.
Yeah,
it's different. So it's like that adds kind of some weight in it. Now at a strip club. Yeah, it takes courage to get on stage, but then I'm also free.
You're also free.
I'm also free because I got 2 songs. I can do whatever I want with it.
Yeah, the 2 songs.
And no one's really recording me. That's not going to be put anywhere, really. Majority of the time, it's not. When I go on stage, it's not. So when it just feels like I have to be more professional and get better as a dancer, especially when it comes to doing music videos.
Are you doing more music videos, or you kind of?
No, I would like to, though.
You would like to?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, for those that want to book her on a music video, hit her up because she's on my Rain Dance, and like I said, she looked very, very good. And you got a lot of everybody that saw you on that video complimented. I got good feedback in regards to you.
Oh, well, thanks.
So I got to give you props. Like I said, I enjoyed working with you. You were great, and as far as I know, I never had any drama when you were working with me. But was there ever any drama that happened when we were working?
Yeah.
There was?
Yeah.
Do you remember any? Because I'm going to be real. I don't remember. Things were just so fast paced.
It's because you got to let things go. Do you get what I'm saying? When they happen, all right, happened, move on.
I kind of do. But I kind of like getting into
stories, right?
Stories. Because I'm like, what happened?
I don't know. I don't remember much. But I remember some. So I remember like maybe like 2 fights.
Was it with customers?
Customers. Um, how would it? So I'm the front girl. I'm the
You're the
door
front girl,
girl,
but you just,
right?
yeah.
And so there's this wall being separated
Uh-huh.
from what's really going on in the club. There's just an entrance, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just hearing stuff. And I mean, yeah, it sounded like a lot of stuff were going on in there.
Yeah.
But sometimes I stayed away. Majority of the time,
You're like,
I did not want to know. I'm gonna put my earbuds back on.
put your earpads on?
Earpads.
While the fight was going on?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay, so what happened?
not a lot of fights. No, it's just a lot of like talking. A lot of like
people
like,
talking
all right,
smack.
like nothing crazy.
Yeah, you know what? I don't remember. We might have. What happened is if a guy got knocked out or something, we'll pick him up and then we'll all just throw him out.
Yeah.
We would do that a
Yeah.
lot, or we just drag him and just throw him out.
I remember there was like some like bad mouthing, but maybe like two kind of physical, and then like with the girls just like cat talk.
Oh yeah, girls
Just
fighting.
cat talk.
Yeah. Lot of girls would say that there was a lot of.
There's a lot of girls in there,
A lot of
and
girls.
so yeah, it's like that. Their events at that time, it looked like it was just pure competition.
Pure. And
Pure
girls would tell me,
competition.
girls would tell me, they're like, man, they would say they were intimidated because I don't know if you agree with me, but I felt like we had some good quality girls in there.
You did. During
Yeah.
COVID time, you did because that's where the girls had to go and make money because the other
Yeah.
clubs were closed. And so a lot of girls from like bigger clubs were coming into your club. And I would see them. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, they're
you
there.
have to come to this club. Like, it
Hey.
was like an eye opening. I'm like,
Hey, the club was popping.
yo,
I'm not
it's
exaggerating.
a real struggle right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So what do you do when there's like in another club when there is some competition? How do girls adjust to that? Do they get intimidated? Like, I don't want to work at that club no more.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
But it depends because some of these girls have their own clientele, and if they have the clientele, give them their space with their clients. Don't try to be taking them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when a
Yeah.
girl brings in her customer and then another girl is trying to take that girl's customer, that's the problem.
Has this ever happened to you where you have a customer come in, he's into you, or I'm pretty sure he didn't dish you, but then there's another girl.
I don't have customers. I never done that thing.
So you're never. Into
There's been guys who would like want to be my customer. Can I come and see you? This and that. I'm like, you can come whenever you want. Like,
Oh, so
hey,
you automatically let them know, like, listen.
I'm like, you don't
Yeah.
just have to come, like, be for me. It's like, I'm not about that. I'm like, because I will walk away from you whenever I want. Straight out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here for
So there's
too
no-
long. Like,
So you allow them to do what they please to do.
because I'm allowing myself to do what I please to do. That's why.
Okay, I wanted to get into
Sorry.
something that is a little bit different because on the internet we see a lot of kind of the independent women. They don't need a man. They're this and that. Why is that happening right now? Where the women kind of hate the men and the men hate on the women. What's that whole? Is that? Do you feel anything like that, or what's your thoughts on that whole independent woman?
I mean, if a woman is around, if an independent, it depends on the type of woman now. Because if it's a woman who just sits around at home and waits for stuff to be handed to her, and she's, talking bad about these guys, it's like you're not doing anything to improve on yourself. What are you doing? Like, why are you saying, how would I say, an independent woman can't surround herself around weak men. She can't. And so if she's surrounding herself around weak men, she's obviously going to talk bad. But if she surrounds herself around men who are doing things, that's going to bring her eyes into like, whoa, like he's doing what I want to do, or he's doing things that are really interesting or that are valuable to me. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense because you're basically saying that the women can talk like that because really they're dealing with dudes that ain't doing nothing. But if they're dealing with a dude that actually has a lot going on, like we got into the whole entrepreneur thing, where if you're like how I was telling you that most women may not understand an entrepreneur mindset, right? It's a different type of
It's a different type of dating. It's you got to expect that person to work longer hours. You have to give them time to focus on their business, focus on their own mental growth, because It's not all about, well, give me some of your attention. No, it's just let that person do what they got to do. And then whenever they are like done doing it, they're going to give you the attention.
Yeah.
It's with anything, even with my daughter. It's like, no, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I'm thriving to be one. And so I have to take away some time from her to get things done. And she needs to understand that. And so, but she's begging for mom's attention. But I've seen it where if I let her take my attention, I'm not getting where I want to be faster.
Exactly. So she
And
has
so
to understand.
time is ticking for me. But no. I've understood that it's not me making them understand. You can't.
Yeah,
You just got to keep going.
definitely.
Because when I get the job done, when I time block, for example, let mommy work for 2 good hours, let's say, right? After those two hours are done, if I BS'd or not, if I got the job done or not, it's now my daughter's time. And so sometimes you have to add that balance into your life.
It's all about balance. Now,
Yeah.
being a mom and being a dancer, what was that challenge? 'Cause
That
you
was
gotta,
hard.
Yeah, you got to find a babysitter. So you're independent mom, right?
Even now,
Yeah.
it's not just being a dancer, just being a parent. Just being a parent and doing anything. You know, you got to go to work. I felt so bad for these parents who, during COVID time, they had to stay stuck with their kids. Like, that sucked.
Dang.
They went from, bye, I'll pick you up at 3.
So now you got to stay. Now you got.
I got these 6 hours
Now
more.
you got to stay with. Now you're forced to stay with your kid, whether you like it or not, right? Now you got to get to know your kid.
Oh, man. So just being a parent in general.
Okay, I wanted to bring this up because a girl was talking about one of the girls we interviewed. She was saying about when the customers ask for like one dance or something like that. Do you ever think like, oh, this guy's cheap because he only wants to get one dance,
I think it's cheap when they don't tip.
and they don't tip?
When they get one dance, like, all right, you tried.
Try
You
it.
tried, bruh. At least you tried with me, you know. Like,
Yeah?
like, at least that money went to me.
So
I
one
guess.
dance. So one.
I always try to find a positive way on it, Vince.
Yeah.
Because someone can complain about that.
Yeah.
You know, I can complain and be like, oh my God, he only got one dance? Come on. No, I'm grateful he at least got one dance with me.
Hey, she got.
It's cold world out there
So,
right now.
it is a cold road. It is a cold road because the stimulus money ran out. It's cold. And I heard they're not giving away no more food stamps or something like that. So it's a cold road. But okay, so
That ain't gonna happen.
what do you think a dance is worth? Just a regular dance? Like what? How much money do you think a dance should be worth?
Man, you're talking to someone who like really believes that you can put a price on anything.
So if
And
you were
so
the
for me,
Yeah, for you.
it's like, okay, if I'm working at a strip club, damn, I have to follow their protocol.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. I think I'm worth way more than that.
okay, what do you think a dance should be worth? Like
But I don't think that's why I no longer want to keep doing it, because it's like, okay, I can't keep lowering myself.
lowering your standards. So
Yeah.
you feel like you're lowering your standards.
Oh,
being a
very
dancer.
much.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to for an environment like that. When you step away from, when you really separate yourself from, all right, understanding the strip club, and then when you go in there, like asking yourself, what the hell really is this place?
When you're outside
What
of it looking,
what
at it,
really
yeah.
is this? What is this really doing to me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I taking home after I leave from here? And so it could be very toxic.
Super toxic.
Because you're playing with something else in there. It's a different environment. That's why a lot of people don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of could see the downfall. Like we've talked about people overly getting into drugs.
Yeah,
the
it
drinking
depends where
stuff.
the person lets themselves go.
Yeah, they let
Yeah,
themselves.
but then
go.
I also learned a lot of beautiful stuff.
You do.
Especially as a woman in there, because I learned a lot of confidence from these confident women.
You're a confident woman.
And I'm like, whoa, I wasn't gonna learn that from my mom.
No.
I wasn't gonna learn that from a teacher in school.
So you got
I'm
confidence.
either gonna learn that watching porn.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
or you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or like so I'm getting these
Do you
amazing.
watch porn? Do you watch
No,
porn?
I don't, but I have.
Uh-oh.
I don't find nothing wrong with it. If anything, it's pretty nice.
It is nice.
It is nice.
Not
It's
not
like-
overly doing it though.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
but check this out. Do you recommend couples to go to a strip club?
Yeah.
Spice things up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So couples should go to a strip club.
If they feel like they need that. If they feel like they need that. I don't feel like every couple needs to.
Yeah, but if you needed something to spice up the
It has to make sense.
so if you're dating somebody and they wanted to go to the strip club,
No, hold on. Now, when it comes to spicing things up, it's like a woman needs to consistently, a man and a woman needs to do their part. Okay. Now, if a man enjoys being at a strip club and he's with the woman needs to be okay with that because that's what he likes. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always find someone that you can still be yourself with.
hey, that's what I've been talking about. I've had these conversations many times, and we talk about. I have a buddy of mine that's actually here, and we chop it up about why us men, a lot of us men, are not able to be ourselves, and vice versa. Maybe the woman is not able to be herself with
We
dating.
accidentally lower ourselves for
Yeah,
someone else, and that should not be allowed. That should not be allowed because look, when you look at these thriving, successful, famous people, success and famous are two separate things, by the way.
Yeah.
But when you come around that, for example, let me put Beyonce, for example. Like, she has to kind of dance around other men, and her husband needs to understand that's part of her job.
It's her job.
And her husband is around other beautiful women, and she needs to understand that. And it's all about holding those like, look, I'll be around men, but there's a limit. You'll be
Yeah.
around women, but there's a limit.
All right, so we got to ask this one question because I've seen many men go into the strip club and go wild, go berserk. They go like they've never been in a place like that. And some of these men are married. Most of them are married. I got girlfriends at home. Why do you think that is?
I feel like maybe they feel so locked in and at home.
So
And there, I don't know. A lot of it might be because the type of woman that they have, they probably don't let the guy express themselves, and so when they come into the strip club and see half naked women, what? This place really exists? And then a girl comes in and over and like, hi, and then she kind of lets you flirt. Is this possible? You're not gonna smack me? You're not gonna tell me to go home to my wife? You're gonna let me touch you for a little bit?
Wow. We said that in
Right?
sync. So you're saying that the
So
women
some,
the women have the men so much on lock
it could be that.
where us men can't be ourselves.
It could be that.
And
It could be that. Or I don't know, it could be many things, Vince.
Or maybe the woman ain't giving us the pleasure. They're not
There
giving
you
us
go,
the
that
sex or
too.
something.
That too.
So we
But
have-
then what happens when the man is doing that to the woman, where the woman isn't getting that pleasure? Where's she going?
She needs to go to a strip club with
She
me.
needs to go. Where's she going?
Yeah. All right, well, Zelda, I appreciate it, man. I wish we can chop it up
I
even
know,
more.
it's
Thank you
all
for
good.
coming, though. You
Thank
look nice
you.
as always.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing more booty shaking videos on your Instagram.
You will. You will.
All right.
Same
Do
here.
you want to shout out anybody or what?
No, I don't want to give anyone a shout out, really. I just want to say thank you for everything, though. Really, you've been good to me.
I try.
You've
I
been
try.
really
I try my
good to
best.
me.
I try
No,
my-
keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
All
goes a
right.
long way. Respect goes a long way.
Okay, Zelda. Well, shit. I wanted to ask you a question, but we'll do that maybe if we do this again.
All right.
But
that's
yeah,
good.
thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you.
it. This is
Appreciate
your
you.
boy Invincible. And if you want to check out Zelda, we're going to plug her in with all your links. And yeah, this is Invincible. And thank you for watching another episode of the Gentleman Club Diary.
Gentleman Club Diary.
Hey, this is Zelda, and thank you so much for watching the Gentleman Club Diary.